This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, today we'll see about the Appium architecture and the software installations. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please ask me. Okay, so for Appium, architecture is nothing but a client server communications. Okay, so this is your Appium server. This Appium server will support multiple language. We saw yesterday. So this Appium client is the code which we are going to write. So we'll be using Java code here. So our Java code will be written here. That is our Appium client. So we need to communicate our code with the server. Okay. So this communication will happen through JSON wire. Okay. So when you send your code, what will happen? Your Appium wraps your code into a JSON format. Okay. It will automatically wrap your code into JSON format and send it to the server. Okay. Because this server will accept as a JSON as input. Okay. So the first job is it will convert your code into JSON format. Okay. Then what will do that this Appium server will inspect those code and it will redirect to the particular Android devices. Okay. So in client will send all the communication to the server. This server will interrupt and execute to the particular devices. Okay. So the response also vice versa. Your device will send to the server and server will send back to the client. Okay, this is the basic architecture. Any doubt? Okay, so
UI
this client
automator.
has sorry.
This UI automator and UI automation.
Okay, so UA automator is for the Android devices. Okay, and UA automation is for the iPhone. So basically, it will communicate with UA automator 2. That is your Android device. Client server UA automator 2. That is your Android device. Okay. Yeah. So now we'll see the software installations. Okay. So we'll see the installation today in Java, Android Studio, and Node.js. Node.js. Okay, JavaScript. Okay. So first we'll see the how to download the Java. Okay. So okay. Go to Google and search Java download. Okay. Otherwise you search for JDK download. Okay. So go to the official website. There you can see the multiple versions. Okay. Go for Java JDK 8. JDK 8 and JDK 11 are standard one. Okay. So go to the JDK 8 and click on download. Okay. It will automatically download on your system. So once you download, you have to set the path. Okay. So based on your requirement, you can download 8 or 11. I'm using 8. Okay. So, and once you download, go to the C drive, program files. Okay. C drive program files, Java. Okay. So if you see that Java, that means it is successfully downloaded. Your Java is successfully downloaded. Now you have to configure in your machine. Then only your system will know where the Java is located. Okay. So you need to take the path Java JDK 1.8. Okay. JDK versions. Then go to the environmental variables, control panels. Okay. Environmental variables. There, click on environmental variables. Click on system variable new. There you give Java slash home path. So your home path is nothing but JDK version. Okay. Till this is your home path. Copy this and paste it over here. Okay. This is your Java home. The JDK is the Java one. So now we have to give the execution path, right? Bin path. So go to the path. Where is the path? Here. Click on this path. Okay. Click on new. Okay. There you have to give for the JDK 3.11 bin. So this is your executable files. Okay, Java, compiler, all those will be here. Okay. So you have to give this executable path. Okay, Java C, Java compiler, Java, all those exe file is there. So click on this and go to the edit. New, give this path. Okay. So mine is already there. Okay. Then click OK. So your Java path is installed. Path is given. Okay. Now what you have to do? Open your command prompt. Start command prompt. Java version. So that means Java is not installed properly. Okay. Okay. So this is your Java version. If it displays like this, then it is installed properly. Otherwise, you have to check your path. Okay. So JDK 1.8.0311. So it is detecting. Okay. Any dots so far? So this is your Java. Okay. Then we have to see the Android Studio. Okay, Android SDK. So for that, what you have to do is you should download the Android Studio. Okay. Just go to the Google Android Studio download. Okay. Just click on the download Android Studio. Okay. So these are the Windows 64. Which one you want to download? Okay. Based on your system requirement, you have to download the particular packages. Okay, exe files. Once you click on that Android Studio, download. Okay, it will be download on the download folders. Okay. Then what you have to do? Click on the Android Studio. Once you click on the Android Studio, it will ask this one, this option. So click Don't import settings. Okay, then click OK. Okay, then it will ask for the install type. Install type should be standard. Don't go for custom, standard. Okay, then while downloading, you can note this SDK folder path. Okay, it will help us to set the system variables. Okay, note the path. Okay, and then so here you can see the where the Android SDK folder path is located. Just note it while downloading it, and then If you click on show details, you can see the all the details like which path it is having, and it will say Android SDK is up to date. So here you can note that it is loaded in the C drive users app data local Android SDK. So this path is needed. Okay. So now you can go to the particular folder C drive. Any dots so far? Program files. Okay. Then you can go for Android Studio pin. Okay. So go to the environmental variables. Okay. So for Android SDK, you need the path like app data local. So app data local Android Studio. So C drive users. So this is app data. So by default, you can't see this app data folder. It will be hidden. Okay. This is hidden folder. Once you successfully install, you can't see this. So you have to go to the properties, click, uncheck this hidden. Okay. So once you click on this, uncheck this, you are able to see that path. Okay. So you can see that app data. Okay. By default, app data is not displayed, so you have to uncheck, apply OK. Then you are able to see that app data. Okay. Then app data local Android SDK. So copy this path. This you have to set for Android Home. Okay. You should create the variable name as Android Home. Then you have to give this variable value. Okay. Then you have to click on OK. Okay. So now we have to set the path for this Android Home. Okay. So from here you will be getting the Android SDK. So sometimes you won't see the tools option here. Okay. So this Android SDK till this it's main important because your mobile need this environment. Okay. Android SDK is needed for your mobile test. Okay. Till this sometimes you won't see the tools option is there. Okay. Tools option won't be present. So for that what you have to do, you have to open the Android Studio. Okay. So when you open the Android Studio, click on sometimes it will ask for this one. Don't import settings. Okay. Then it will come up with this. Okay. Template. So initially it will ask for the template. You can either choose empty or blank. Okay. I have chosen empty. Okay. Click on this. Let it load. It will take time to load. Okay. So you should wait for this build complete. Okay. Once it is loaded completely, you can see the option tools. Okay. So in tools, if you're not seeing that SDK manager, AVD manager, so you should wait. Okay, till it loaded completely. Okay, once it loaded completely only, you can see this option. Okay, so you have to go to the tools SDK manager. Okay, in SDK manager, you should go to the SDK tools. Okay, so go to the SDK tools. There you can see, you can disable this hide obsolete packages. Okay, once you disable this, you will get the option Android SDK tools obsolete. Okay, so by default it will be disabled one. You should enable it. Any doubt so far? So enable this, then you click on apply OK. Once you enable, it will start loading. Okay, you can see like this. I have given here disable and enable this. Then your screen will show like this. Android SDK tool is installed, and it will show the path also where it got installed. Okay, so make a note of these tools. Go to the tools again. C drive users. Okay, and here you can see the app data, local, Android, SDK. Okay, now you are able to see the tools option, tools platform tools. Okay, so inside the tools you can see the emulator applications. Okay, AVD, all those things. So you have to take this path also, because here you are having that exe file, that applications, emulator, all those things. Okay, just copy this path and paste it here. Okay, this is tools path. Go to environmental variables, new, give that path here. It's already there. Okay, inside the Android SDK tools path. Okay, then tools path. Inside the tools you have the bin folder. So wherever you are finding the exe files, batch files, you just copy that path, copy that bin and paste it here. Okay, so SDK tools and platform tools. Okay. So in platform tools you will find the ADP commands. Okay, ADP, Android debug bridge, that we'll see later. Okay, it's a command line tool. Okay, copy this path and paste it here. Okay, then you click on apply. Okay, okay. So any doubt? Shall I proceed? Okay, font size you have to increase. Okay. Okay. Any doubts so far? Increasing font size. Okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay, you're not able to see. Okay. So Android installation type should be standard. Okay. And then this is your SDK path. While installing an Android Studio, you can see that SDK path where it is located. Okay. Then while downloading, you can click next, next, next. You can note that path also. Oh, this font is okay. C drive users, that path, app data, that path. Okay. To enable the tools options, you have to go to this Android SDK tools. That means open your Android Studio, go to the this one. This font size is not important actually. Go to the tools, AVD, SDK manager. Okay, click on this SDK manager. In Android SDK, go to the SDK tools. There you disable this hide absolute package. Once you disable, you'll get the option Android SDK tools. Click on that. Click on apply OK. Okay. Once you do that, you'll see the tools option here. In Android SDK, you will see the tools option, tools folder. So this tools folder contains the emulator, Android batch file emulator. Okay, so that is important. In platform tools, you are able to see the ADP. ADP is the command line tool interpreter. Okay, so we have installed the Android Studio successfully. Okay, so in the environmental variable, okay, you can see that Android home. In Android home, we'll be giving the SDK. How we give JDK, right? Like that. Okay. Mm. Any doubts so far? Okay. Shall I proceed? Clear, right? How to install Java and Android Studio. So this Android Studio is needed for Appium, like for emulator, and for Java, JDK is required, right? For like that, for Android SDK is needed. It's a software development kit. Okay. So what is a SDK means? Like it's a collection of tools, like having a compiler, debugger, okay, and sometimes like software framework, everything. So Android Studio will be used by the developer, okay, for writing the code, all those things. But for testing purpose, you will be using the emulator, logs, all those things. Okay, this is terminal. Okay, here you can give the command, or you can use the command prompt also. Okay, so next we'll see about the node.js. Okay, so Android Studio is nothing but a app builder with an IDE. It's for an optimized for an Android applications. Okay, next we'll see the node.js. Why we are using node.js? Any idea? Node.js, it's an open source JavaScript runtime environment. Okay, so why we are using node.js for Appium?
For Appium server.
Yes, for Appium server. Okay, so mm, any other things? Okay, Appium tools are written in Node. Okay, so hmm, as for example, if you want to write Java, you need Java. Okay, so for that Appium, when you go to the Appium source code, you will see that it needs the Node. Okay, so it depends. So Appium server is written in the node.js. Okay, for that purpose, we need to install node.js. Okay, so to install the node.js, go to the okay, download node.js. Okay, go to this link. Okay, so here you can select based on your requirement, you can select your node.js. Okay, so we need to select the Appium compatibility library. Okay, So for node.js, you need a command line tooler called npm, Node Package Manager. Using the Node Package Manager only, you can install the Appium. Okay. So first you download that exe file. Either if you are using Windows, means Windows 32-bit or 64-bit, click on that. It will automatically get downloaded. Okay. Okay. Then it will, once you install, it will give the summary where it is got installed. Okay. So installation was completed successfully with this path. Okay. So user local bin node. Okay. So go to the environmental variables. That means it should be in your C drive, program files. Okay. Node.js. This folder is up here, then it is installed successfully. Okay. If you have any doubt, please kindly let me know. Is it clear? Okay. So go to take this path, copy this, your node home. Okay. Give the variable name as node home and variable value as node.js. Click on OK. OK. Apply OK. So here you have set the node home. Then take all the bin files, executable files. It will be available in node.js, node modules, npm bin. Okay. So this npm node, using this we will be installing the Appium Node Package Manager. Click on this and paste it in the environmental variables. Go to the path. Okay. So here you can see that node.js. Okay. And you can give this value also. npm bin. So wherever you are seeing exe file, you can give that path. Okay. Okay. Go to the command prompt. Give node-v. So that if you see this node version is installed successfully. Okay. So for like for constructing the building, we need a material like bricks, cement, all those things. The same way for Android automation, we require the softwares like Java, Node.js, and the Android Studio. Okay. So Java for writing the code, client code, and Node.js is for Appium. Appium basically written on Node, and then Android Studio for your Android SDK. For mobile, you need a Android SDK. For that, we are using Android Studio. In Android Studio, it has the Android SDK files. Okay. Till now, clear or any doubt? Shall we move to the next topic? Okay. Okay. Android Studio setup. So Android Studio setup means like we have to download Android Studio. Okay. Go to the Google. Download Android Studio. Click on this download Android Studio. Scroll down. Here you are seeing the Android Studio downloads. Okay. For Windows 64-bit, click on that particular exe file. For Mac means DMG. Okay. So mostly Windows 64, click on this, it will get downloaded. Double click on the Android Studio. Once you double click on the Android Studio, it will ask for the installation type. Select the standard because we are not doing any changes. Just we need a standard setting. So click on the standard. Okay. Once you click on the standard, it will click next. Okay. So it will ask for these settings, like you can note the STK folder path from here. C drive username app data. Okay. Click on next. Once you click on the next, okay, so it will display like this, downloading the components. Okay. Click on the show details. Once you click on the show details, it will display like this values. Okay. Here you can note the path. C drive user, your username, app data, local Android SDK. This is the path. So what will happen? Go to the C drive users. Okay, username. So initially by default it will display disabled. Your app data, you can't see the app data folder here. But in the path it shows that it is in your app data. Okay. C drive user app data, but app data will be disabled by default. So you have to go to right click, go to the properties, disable that hidden files. It will be hidden. Disable this hidden, apply OK. Once you click on that, it will show all the hidden files. So you can see your app data over there. So go to the app data, local folder, and go to the Android SDK. So this is your Android SDK path. Okay. For writing Java SDK is needed, right? Like that for mobile, Android SDK is needed. For Android device, Android SDK software is needed. Okay. So copy this path, and in environmental variables, go to the Android home, give the variable name as Android home, and give this path. Okay. Then, so once you loaded Android SDK, here sometimes you can't see the platform tools and all. This folder will be missing. Okay. To get this folder, what you have to do? Open your Android Studio. Okay. For the first time when you open, it will display like this project template, or it will show the screen like this. Import Android Studio settings. You have to select don't import settings. Okay. Click on don't import settings. Okay. Then click on empty activity or blank activity. You have to select any template, project template. Okay. Since we are not a developer, you can go for the empty activity or blank activity. Click on that. Okay. Once you click on that, it will take time to load. It will take more time. Okay. So once it get loaded completely, you get this kind of screen. Okay. Click on tools. Sometimes ABD manager, STK manager will be missing. No need to worry. It is keep on loading. Okay. Once it loaded completely, you can see this 2 parameter. Once you're able to see this parameter, click on the STK manager. Okay. In STK manager, click on the STK tools. Okay. Once you click on the STK tools, you first uncheck this hide obsolete package. Okay. That means first you have to click on tools, STK manager. Once you click on the STK manager, it will be by default Android STK. So go to the STK tools, this tab. Go to this tab, uncheck this hide obsolete packages. Okay. Select this STK tools, Android STK tools. Once you select only, you will get this folder here. Here. tools folder. So in tools folder only you have a emulator device and all exe files. Okay. So click on that, apply OK. Mine is already there, so I'm not doing the anything. You give apply OK. Once you click on that, you can see that tools folder here. Okay. So copy this tools path because you have the exe file here. So wherever you see the exe file, copy that path. Okay. And paste it in the path folder. Okay. So tools, then in tools bin, you can see the AVD manager, UA automator view. Okay. Just copy this and paste here. Okay, tools bin. Then you need this platform tools for ADP devices. Or wherever you're seeing exe file, just copy and paste it here. Okay, that's all. Android Studio. Okay, next we'll see about the Android virtual devices. Okay, is clear, right? Shall we proceed? Clear? Okay, thanks. So now we'll see the how to configure the Android virtual devices. Okay. Again, we have to open the Android Studio. Okay. So what is Android virtual device? Why we need that? So suppose you don't have the physical Android devices to automate. Okay. Android virtual device is nothing but it's a software. Okay. And in a, in Android phone we'll call it it's an emulator. Okay. So it has the all the characteristics for Android phones. Okay. That you want to stimulate in your Android emulator. So go to the tools. Okay. You will see the AVD manager. Okay. Click on that AVD manager. Okay, this is your virtual device. You can create n number of virtual device. Create a virtual device. Okay, so this phone you can select any phone type. Suppose I want to select the uh, phone to Excel. Okay, just click on that. Okay, so click next. Click next. So by default it shows the latest API 11.0. You want any particular version, click on download. Okay, so for us now for timing 11.0 the latest one is okay. So click on that, click next. Okay, suppose Android virtual device is generally slow. Okay, suppose you want to speed up, you can go to the show advanced settings. There you can increase.
Ma'am, only your go-to screen is seen, ma'am.
Sorry,
Your screen, whatever you are explaining, is not visible.
not visible.
Yes.
Okay, I will reshare. I don't know why it's happening like that. I have shared the entire screen only. Okay, I'll tell from the beginning then. Okay, only that Android virtual device, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we are able to see my screen.
Not it.
Not it. Oh, others people are leaving. They're not telling anything.
Now it is visible, but your go-to screen is visible, ma'am. Like the call screen.
Okay, are you able to see my Android studio?
No, ma'am. Now we are able to see.
Okay. Okay. So the previous configuration is okay, right? The downloading software, Node.js, Android
Yes,
Studio,
yes.
Java. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll see about the virtual device. Okay. Thanks. So go to the tools. You have the option called AVD Manager. Click on that. Okay. Here you have the option called Create Virtual Device. Okay. Android Virtual Device called as AVD. Okay. It's a configuration that defines the characteristics of Android. Okay. And so click on the Create Virtual Device. Okay. Yeah, it displays the multiple phone options. Like you can select TV, tablet. Okay. So phone means you can select phone there, or you can select any phone devices. For example, I can select Pixel to Excel. Okay. Then click next option. Okay. So these are the software available. That means your version, Android versions. Okay. By default, latest one will be enabled. If you want some specific version like 8, 9 or something, like click on this path, click on download. Okay, it will take some space, memory space. Okay, so for us now, latest version is enough. Click on that, click next. Okay, and you can give any name. Okay, then it should be a portrait or landscape mode. By default it's a portrait. And if you want to increase, every is generally slow. Want to increase the speed, go to the RAM size and increase. Okay, for time being this one is enough. Click finish. Once you click on finish, it will start loading. Okay, and your device will come. See, once you click on finish, it will displaying here. Okay, so now I want to run this device means click on play actions. See, it's starting AVD. Okay, starting, it's loading, actually getting loaded. Okay, so it's a emulator. Okay, see, this will specific Android devices. Okay, so it will take time to load. So it's an Android emulator. It's a tool that creates a virtual Android device with software and hardware on your computer. Okay. Yeah. So your device is ready now. So you want to see, you can use the command. You can open the command prompt and give ADP devices. See, since this one is running, it shows here. Okay. So here you can see it. It looks like a physical device only. As a physical device, whatever you're doing, you can do it same thing here. Okay. You can type, you can search. Any doubts so far? Okay. Okay. Mm. So tomorrow we'll see a ID, Eclipse ID, and then Maven project, and I will create a new Maven project. Okay. Any doubt so far? Shall we continue tomorrow? Is it clear? Today topic is clear?
Ma'am, for the other things, what we will do now, will you give any hands-on? With you only will be able to do anything.
Sorry?
Do you provide hands-on experiences also, ma'am,
Yes, yes,
when you start the
yes,
project?
yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
because this installation part and all, we can see the recording and do. But
Okay.
while doing anything like inspecting things and all, we'll have some
Yeah, yeah,
doubts, right?
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you provide any hands-on for that, ma'am?
Yes, yes, yes. If you want any help, you can contact me. Okay. So, so
Okay.
today will be the installation part. Today and tomorrow we'll have some installation. From day 3, we'll start with the coding part.
Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hello, I'm audible now.
yeah, yeah. I can hear you.
Ma'am, need of that Android Studio only for the emulator.
Sorry?
I wanted to know that the SDK is only for that for
No,
mobile
no.
emulator.
Android SDK. No, no, no. That Android
Mm-hmm.
SDK, like in Java
Yeah.
SDK, what we'll be using? It's a software development kit. It's a collection of libraries, right?
Huh.
Same thing. Android SDK is for Android. We need an Android SDK where you will have a collection of libraries, all those things. Okay.
But ma'am, we
So this
write the
Android.
code in Eclipse now.
Sorry.
We wrote that write that code in Eclipse now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eclipse only.
Okay.
For developer, they will be
This
using Android Studio for developing some apps and all. For tester, we'll be using Eclipse IDE only. Okay. This
okay,
Android
ma'am.
SDK is a collection of libraries where
Yeah.
it contains all the tools, relevant tools for Android for mobile testing.
The same thing for that Node.js also.
Node.js is different. Node.js is like it contains a multiple things. Like one of the thing is Appium. Appium is based on the Node. Okay, if Node is not there, Appium is not there. Okay, so Appium is
Yeah.
written on the Node.js. So for running Appium server, we need Node.js.
Okay.
Okay.
Ma'am, then in Maven, which dependency we can add?
Sorry,
In Maven
in
project,
Maven.
yeah. In which dependency we will use?
Maven dependency only. So that
No,
will
no.
come later.
In Maven project,
Okay.
which dependency we will add? Like MBN or repository, na? Like we add that Selenium jar in Maven repository. So
Yeah,
same
yeah.
thing. I'm just ask.
Yeah. APM client jar is
Okay,
there. APM client Java jar.
okay. And this jar is called that library from Node.js and SDK, right now?
No, no, Node.js we are installing for APM server to invoke. Okay. We'll be installing the
Okay,
APM server. For that, we need Node.js. Okay. So
okay,
once you install the Node.js only, using npm installer, we'll be installing the APM. Okay.
okay. Ma'am,
And
Android Studio installation is okay, but Node.js is still I have some issue. So firstly I try, and after then
okay.
I will ask tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, yeah, you can ask. You can try and ask me.
Okay.
You can, yeah, you
So,
can try and
ma'am,
ask me.
this so automation will be done on like emulator, or are we also going to cover like real physical device?
Both are same only. Only the connectivity is different. Like the physical device and software are same only. So for physical device, we have to enable some configuration that I'll teach you in the class. But the coding part,
Okay,
rest
so
of
you will
everything,
cover that.
yeah, I will cover.
Okay, okay, thank you.
So tomorrow we'll see Eclipse IDE and the Maven dependencies, all those things. Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, once again. Ma'am,
Okay.
for the iOS, which SDK I have to install for iOS?
Sorry?
For iOS, which SDK I have to install
Ah,
for Apple?
for iOS, it is different. You need a Mac machine.
Okay,
Okay. So you have to use the .dmg files. Okay. Using command line
yeah.
tool, you have to install this. You want for iOS installation?
No, I
Tomorrow
just
I can
wanted to
provide
know
those
because,
details.
okay,
Okay. For iOS, we can everything. There's a homebrew command is there. So you have to install using the node line command line prompt itself. Okay. This Android, for Android device, you need Android SDK. Okay. iPhone
okay,
is
okay.
different. Android SDK is not
In
required for
Office,
iPhone, and Android should
okay, in
also not
Office, I
required for
have to
iPhone.
test both, ma'am.
Uh-huh. XQA test. You need that XQA framework for iPhone. Android SDK only
And
for
also,
Android device. Yeah.
okay, and for iOS automation, need for that MacBook also.
For iOS, the configuration is totally different. Okay.
Okay,
We'll be using Node.js, but we won't use Android SDK there.
okay,
Okay. If you want, I'll share that configuration to you tomorrow. Okay.
okay,
Yes, ma'am, please share with me also. I have
Okay.
a MacBook, and soon I'll get iPhone device also. So
Okay.
I need to cover it for both, like Android and the setup part at least.
Okay. Since I don't have Mac OS, I can show you the configuration how to install it. Okay. Tomorrow I will let you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Thank you. See you tomorrow. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Yeah.